Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to talk about today is how to prepare for hyperinflation. Have you seen a recent trend lately of rising prices? And I know that you have because I know you guys have told me, okay? And they don't seem to show any signs of going down, right? And right now we are experiencing inflation, okay? And I think many of us are a little concerned about the possibility of hyperinflation. So I want to discuss how to prepare for hyperinflation. So, what is hyperinflation? Well, hyperinflation is used to describe rapid, excessive, and out of control price increases in the economy. While it is rare, once it begins, it can spiral completely out of control. The price for your basic goods like food, gas, will rapidly rise and become scarce commodities. Look at Venezuela. Just okay. Hyperinflation is when prices rise by 50% or more every single month. This means that if you are seeing gas prices at $4 a gallon, then they'll become $6 a gallon. Then they'll become $9 a gallon. And then it'll keep going and going and going. And it's not going to stop. Okay. So, what's the difference between inflation and hyperinflation? Okay, well, inflation happens all the time. It's it's pretty normal, really, okay, but what we're struggling with here in society today in this country is that our cost of living is not keeping up with inflation. So we're struggling and having to make choices on eating or paying the electric bill, right? So, like I said, inflation is pretty normal. And according to different sources, inflation is the measure of the pace of the rising prices of goods and services. Normal inflation is measured in terms of monthly price increases. Like, okay, take my washing machine, okay, because that's my current bitch right now, okay. Samsung, okay, when I got a hold of them because I have a Samsung washing machine, they wanted to charge me $200 just to come out here, plus the price of the parts, plus plus labor. However, that is much an hour. It would cost me less to go out and buy a new washing machine than to have them come out here and fix this washing machine. Okay, that's inflation. If if that washing machine were to have broken down, say 3 years ago, it would have been in and out the door about 150 bucks. Okay, this is inflation. Okay, when it costs more to go and replace, I'm sorry, yeah, to replace the part than it does to go and buy a whole new washing machine. Okay, this is inflation. All right. So, in the United States, the one way inflation is measured by the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, is what it is known as. Typically, there is an inflation around 2%, which is annually for certain things. And that is normal, which is based on various historical measures. In fact, some inflation is a good thing in a way because it's a sign of a healthy, growing economy. In contrast to inflation, hyperinflation is a rapid increase every 30 days. Hyperinflation is when those prices rapidly rise, typically more than 50% a month, and it's typically measured in terms of exponential daily increases. So it's not monthly, it's daily, but it's monthly like 50%, okay? And it doesn't stop and just keeps going and going and going. You think it's bad now? Wait till hyperinflation hits. Okay. And then it's just going to be like, you know what? I throw in the towel, white flag, just wave it, wave it, wave it. I give up. I don't want to do this no more. Okay. So this means that goods and services will increase 5 to 10% a day. Hyperinflation can have devastating effects on society, including starvation, homelessness, scarcity of goods that we all need, like food, water, HBA or health and beauty aids like shampoo, soap, whatever. Okay, things like that. Okay. Now, what causes hyperinflation? Hyperinflation typically occurs during times of war and economic turmoil in the production economy, in conjunction with the central bank treasury printing of excessive amount of money, like what we're going through right now. Okay. And that is to cover government related expenses. Okay. So you know how they're printing money like it's, like it's made out, it's growing on trees. Okay. That's why a lot of people are saying hyperinflation is going to hit, because all of the signs are there. Okay. Other causes of hyperinflation are an economic recession, ding, 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 economic depression, ding, 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 okay, loss of confidence in the national currency, ding, 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 okay. We're seeing all the signs. We really, truly are, okay. So, are we seeing signs of hyperinflation? Yes, but price increases shocked many economists in 2021. Okay, so let's go back and then we'll come forward. Okay, as prices for goods and services rose at the fastest pace in 40 years. Everything went, okay, like rent. Remember, because of the moratoriums and nobody could pay the rent because of the pandemic and this, that, and the other thing. Okay, and then it just spiraled out of control. And then when the moratoriums ended, and then the homelessness, it was just going crazy, and everybody was out on the street, and everybody's like, "What the hell's going on?" And then the toilet paper, and then this and that, and we were getting hit with everything all at once. Wham! Remember? Okay, I mean, how could anybody forget? But I'm just saying. So it went from rent to the price of a used car. Remember when your used car was worth more than a new car on the market? Okay, it got nuts. And as the economy recovered from the pandemic and the effects of the supply chain disruptions, but is this inflation actually hyperinflation? Well, okay, right now we are seeing price increases on goods and services. So we haven't hit the definition of hyperinflation. Like I said, we're seeing the signs, but we haven't hit it yet. However, that does not mean that we are not still hurting from the prices increases of items that we use all the time. Okay. Remember just a few years ago, we could fill up our shopping cart full of food and we're like, score $200. I can feed my family for an entire month. Now it's like, okay, I got 2 bags of groceries for $200. You know what I'm saying? So typically, inflation is only about a 2% increase. So we may feel like it's hyperinflation as it hits home and it hits our wallets. So there's no better time to learn how to prepare for hyperinflation than right now. Why? Because we're seeing the signs. So how do you prepare for hyperinflation? Well, with all of this that I just said, economists, okay, because they're the brains, right? They don't know how high prices will go. Nobody knows. And it doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. We could sit around all day. We could play the blame game, okay? But we would be wasting time. And who the hell has the time to waste right now? Nobody. With prices that are increasing faster than we've seen in decades, it's crucial to know how to prepare for hyperinflation before it actually happens. So, first and foremost, try and pay your debt down, if not completely off. I know it's harder than you think. I get it. I've heard it all before. I'm doing it myself. I'm paying it down little by little by little by little by little, starting with the smaller ones. Then I'm working my way up to the bigger ones. Believe me, I get it. It's not easy because, priorities first. I've heard it all before, but I'm right there with you. Okay. This financial step should be your number one priority. We've got pantries to eat out of. We're good, right? So pay off your debt. Pay it off as quickly as you possibly can, especially with debt with an adjustable interest rate, because those biatches, they will smack you in the face and you will never see it coming. During hyperinflation, unsecured credit card companies, they can charge you ridiculous higher interest rates than you previously have ever paid before. Trust me, okay? And maybe even more than you could possibly afford. So get rid of it now while you still can. If this is a difficult step to take, which I know it is for a lot of people, put a plan in place to pay those extra cards. The minimum monthly payment expected won't cut it, since it is designed to take an extended period to pay off that debt. Try cutting corners if you possibly can, like with your spending habits and stuff like that. Yeah, I know Amazon calls you every single day. You must buy me. I get it. Okay, I understand. But with those credit card debt, okay, with those payments, if you can possibly put an extra $5 towards that payment every single month, it'll pay off in the end. I promise you. So the next thing is to save. And I know you're saying, but you just told me to pay off my debt, but now you want me to save. Listen, if you are anything like my husband, okay, and you thrive on having pizza every single day and Starbucks, which I have to now take his debit card away, okay? Even if you love shopping for clothes, okay, and shoes and whatnot, even if you do not absolutely need to make that purchase, I know you're watching, don't make the purchase. You will need every penny if price increase significantly, okay? Because that venti coffee for $3.43 is going to shoot up to $6.75 if hyperinflation hits. So stop, go to the store and get the K cup and make it yourself. Okay. I mean, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? And do you really need to go out to eat every single night? Or a treat every once in a while on your anniversary or a special event? Okay, yeah, I get it. But you do not need to buy that new outfit and those shoes, girl. No. Okay. You've got a closet full of clothes, and I bet you there's still clothes in there with the tag still on them. Okay. So now, one way to save money is to buy used things. Who doesn't love good? I know Goodwill. But sometimes you can really find good things. But thrifting is my number one. I loved thrifting. I love it. Don't pay full retail price ever. What is the point? Unless it's an absolute, right? Instead, purchase gently used items. Go to garage sales, resale shops. Um, there's groups on Facebook, for like, free this and free that, and, trade this and trade that. Okay. You can find some really great stuff, trust me. So the next thing I want to talk about is to stock up on food and water. As a community of the prepared mind, I recommend stocking up on non-perishables for any situation, doesn't matter what it is. Okay. And it's not just because of hyperinflation. Oh no. To help save money in the future, you should stock up on non-perishables, bottled water. Okay. Because when hyperinflation hits and the only thing that you've got is that pasta or that stuffing or the instant mashed potatoes or the rice or the dry beans, you're going to be living like a king and queen while everyone else out there is starving Marvin. Okay? Stock up on your household items because not only will food and prices increase during hyperinflation, but so will your common household items like dish soap, laundry soap, HBA or hygiene products. Okay. So, like I did a video the other day about how the stuff that I use to clean my house and how the one product that I use, the Force by Nature, you can buy a year's supply worth of their product. Buy it. Buy it. Trust me when I tell you, if you can buy a year's supply worth of cleaning products in one go, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? That's why I do it. I mean, when you can clean your floors, clean every surface in your house with one spray bottle, hello, I would do it in a second. And I do it in a second. It's called one click and I bought it, you know? So, um, go back to that video. The link is in the description box below. Trust me when I tell you, you will love Force of Nature. Okay. Um, how I buy like my HBA, like my shampoo and conditioner and stuff like that. I buy my stuff on Amazon, but it's worth it. I'll leave the links in the description box below. I buy my stuff in gallon jugs. Okay. And it lasts me an entire year. My shampoo, my conditioner, and my body wash. Okay. And I only wash my hair once a week. So with this mop, okay, because everybody always asks me, how do you keep your hair looking the way that it does? I only wash my hair once a week. That's why. Because it's not good. And this is coming from someone who used to be a hairdresser. It is not good to wash your hair every single day because it makes your hair fall out. Okay, just to let you know. So the next thing is to become more self-sufficient. Food and water may be harder to get your hands on, especially when you start to see hyperinflation. And that's hard news to swallow when you have mouths to feed. If you can, consider, making part of your property a garden, even if you do it inside, okay? Like with an aero garden or on your patio or whatever the case may be, okay? Stock your meds and your first aid supplies, okay? That's extremely important to have a nice first aid kit, okay? If you have the time and the energy, if you can do like a side job, okay, you never know when you will have income loss. And especially if it happens during hyperinflation, you're going to wish that you had that side job beforehand and had that money sucked away from that side job. You know what I mean? Because job loss, income loss is so devastating that it literally, I mean, when you want to talk about feeling not just defeated, but annihilated. You know what I mean? So even if you think that your job is secure, you may want to consider an additional source of income to make sure that you have enough money coming in as prices increase. Having another income source is always a good idea and could save you from the worst possible situation. Consider things like, freelance gigs, babysitting, pet sitting, becoming a handyman, that type of thing. Based on the news that I have been reading and hearing about and stuff like that, okay, because you guys know I do so much research. Economists say that they don't see hyperinflation coming. I have to somewhat disagree with that only because I see the signs they're here already. Regular inflation in itself is devastating to those who are already struggling, living paycheck to paycheck. But hyperinflation, that's a whole nother beast within itself. We may not see 50% price increases right now, but even a 10% jump is difficult to deal with for some families. So I recommend, and this is me speaking to you as a friend, I recommend stocking up and preparing now, because prices may not level out for a while after it hits, and any increase can put a strain on you and yours. And remember, luck favors the prepared. Okay? So, what are you doing to prepare for inflation or even hyperinflation? I would love to know. Okay? Because I think it's important to share what you're doing in the comment section so other people, so you can bounce ideas off of each other. Okay? All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less. Ciao.